After 2 wonderful days at the Sol's Better Malaysia Foundation Community Centre at Kuala, Betis, our next stop on our Orang Asli fact-finding mission was Pos Senderut, about 3 hours away. We were there to meet Sol's teacher Joe Byrnes. Joe was a bit of a legend in these parts, spending the past 2 years of his life teaching English at Kuala, Betis and Pos Senderut. It was a race against time for us to meet Joe before nightfall. Unfortunately, Mother Nature would beat us to it. So we were on our way to the centre at Pos Senderut, up another 10 kilometres. However, there was a little bit of mud and a little bit of rain, and the van, the trusty old Sol's van, didn't quite make it up the hill. There's a bit of pushing, a bit of mud sprayed in the face, and the kind locals at Kampung 2 decided to help us out, and we are now staying the night in the village church next to the village school. We're still 10 kilometres away from meeting up with CDO Joe. That'll be tomorrow morning. But for now, we're having dinner. Luckily, we did get food on the way, and so this is home. So have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Morning, how are we? Still leaving. School's about to start. So we're back in the car. We've packed up after a lovely evening in the church where the locals have helped us out. And now we're on our way. We're going another 15 kilometres up to meet Joe, finally, who's probably wondering where we are. And we still got his dinner for him. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll make it up the road and no more issues, and we'll get back in touch in a couple of hours. We eventually arrive at the Sol's BMF Community Centre at Pos Senderut. Pos Senderut is located in dense bushland about an hour's drive from Raub. The school at Kampung 5 where Joe lives and teaches was built by the local villagers from native bamboo and forest from the mountains. When we told Joe of our adventures, he was naturally quite shocked.
The van?
Yeah, we're in the van.
Are you insane? You know what?
A kilometre short of the second village. So we were supposed to be here yesterday.
Yesterday night. Last night actually.
Wow.
So we'll say tonight.
It's tonight we have.
New Yorker Joe Byrnes is a living example of how the power of giving can reinvigorate one's life. Having first arrived in Malaysia at the beginning of 2014, Joe is a passionate advocate for Sol's 247 Malaysia and its mantra of serving, educating and empowering the community. His passion for life stems from that of the Orang Asli population and the education of its people. We sat down with Joe to discuss the importance of English education to the Orang Asli communities and life in the jungle.
It was beautiful. I fell immediately in love with the place, in love with the people. The people are very simple, very beautiful, and all they want is to be educated.
Joe takes us on a guided tour of the school.
When we're full of people, we have this classroom over here, as well, a small classroom back over here. for the children,
And,
the little children.
Orang means people, and Asli means original.
Original people,
So
yes.
they are the indigenous people. Why is education and practical teaching of English and life skills so important for the indigenous people of Malaysia, given the many factors that can contribute to their lifestyle?
Well, I would say there's a number of different things, but the most important one is that, you know, you're talking about a people with no political power, no money, and a history of living on this land that we're looking at over here. And this land is full of billions of dollars of natural resources. And historically, people that have no money and no political power get wiped off the natural resources for the people that have the money and the power. It's the way of the world. It's what happens. One of the ways to get around that is to give them power, and power is education. Education is power, I should say. So by giving them English, not only are we teaching them a language that will allow them to get better employment, but we're also giving them the opportunity to move further in their studies and hopefully get a bunch of kids to go down to the Solar Academy and learn more English, computer skills, how to do solar installations, and so on and so forth. Learn
As
science.
we've seen the benefit of
And
this.
then we have the benefit right here. We stare at it. We use this every day. We have solar power that was donated by Samsung and installed by the first 3 graduates from Sabah of the Solar Academy.
Yeah.
So we could see our actions in action.
Yeah, exactly. What is the thing about this way of teaching English? There's something that gets them in, that seduces them into learning about
Correct.
the Soul's way and your way
Correct.
of adapting that Soul's way.
One of the things is that the Soul's technique is highly adaptive. It's kind of basic, but it allows you to move in different directions and use it as a basis for moving forward in another direction. As you saw in some of my classes, what I do is I take the strengths of the students and I use those strengths. And it changes from class to class and from village to village what those strengths might be. So I have to make constant adaptations. But we have an office, and you know, because this place is so amazingly gorgeous,
Yeah.
you know, we get a lot of influx of donations, people that are interested in supporting. It's very photogenic. 24 tablets. They were originally going to do 12, and they gave us 24 brand new Samsung tablets. They're doing math, as you can see on the wall over there. We're trying to get the people important to the 21st century a little bit more, so that, you know, they can deal with what's going to be the influx of the 21st century. Once you walk outside of this building, all the rest of the villages don't have any of that stuff. I'm somewhat impatient. I like to see action. I like to see change. I want to change these people's lives now. I don't want to wait 5 years to have any kind of action completed. I had my new students, this was sometime around mid-December, I had my new students, 10 kids. And they're sitting in the circle around there when we're going through something in the where or the when, or I don't know what it was. And everybody's quiet, you know, and I'm always saying, "Kuat, you know, get stronger, louder, be forceful, you know," and I'm getting in their faces and everything like this. I'm trying to get them to jump up. And, but they're still very, very quiet. My students from the first batch came home for a Christmas vacation.
Yeah.
And they all come walking in, and it's, "Teacher Joe, how are you?" Pat me on the back, give me big hugs. You know, we want to sing you a song.
That's awesome.
You know, and I could see. I said, "This is what you're going to look like in 4 months. This is what they look like 4 months ago."
I guess the question is, does Souls work, or how does it work, like in a wider program in Malaysia?
in general, as I said, I'm impatient to see change happen.
Yeah.
And I've seen change happen among the people that I've worked with.
Yeah.
So it works, Souls works, because in a short period of time, I've been able to affect people's lives dramatically. So I need to see results. I'm impatient for changing lives. I want to see lives change quickly. And what I've seen here happen is that I've been able to take people quickly and transform them into students of the world. You know, I mean, teach them English. I've seen the system come together and work for these people in a short period of time to actually affect change, to make a difference, to change their lives, to make something happen that would not have happened if we did not come into their community and make that change ourselves. If we don't do it, it won't happen.
So we're back here in the van after spending one night at the kampung. We have achieved our mission. We've picked up Joe and he's going to accompany us on our way back home. We've spent a lovely night here in Pos Senderut, beautiful surrounds, and now back on the road, back on home.